again, that nasopharyngeal problems, blockages are a no-brainer. But what about what happens after you get oxygen into the body? You know, can the body actually utilize oxygen? Nobody's talking about that. In fact, the primary factors for longevity really partly are what we call vital capacity, the ability to actually assess the elasticity of the lungs and whether or not they can absorb these oxygen into the body. Let's use some other parameters of what happens with low oxygen in the standing position. So Steve showed these people who are in forward posture, and we see that all the time in TMJ therapy parameters. And what I see basically are these type of people that come in who are also out of the same box of cereal and TMJ, but they've got different flavors. First patient actually has TMJ, but she's apneic. Second patient comes in, she's also TMJ primary, but she's got heart disease. This guy's bodybuilder, he's got chronic obstructive pulmonary problems. A lot of these bodybuilders, they're so buffed up top, they can't get circulation into the body, the upper body, and they wind up with cardiovascular problems as they age. Thirdly, we have the osteoporotic patient. If you change the oxygen parameters in the body and you can't produce human growth hormone because you're not sleeping well because the adrenals are all stressed out, and your body becomes in a state of acidemia, which is low oxygen levels. Acidemia is the change in the carbon dioxide levels in the body, the pH factors, which basically relates to the fact that you have too many hydrogen molecules. If you took a hydrogen molecule and you put it in a concentration on this floor, you're going to hole right through it. So these are as acid people. And the biggest buffering system in the body is the bone calcium. So why do we have osteoporotic changes taking place? Partly because of this. And if you give them calcium and vitamin D, which is a very noble effort, if they're still in acidemia, guess what happens to all that calcium? Winds up going in this end and depositing into the soft tissues of the body. So you know all those people that you see with calculi on their teeth and you can't figure out why the heck they still have calculi? These people are probably in acidemia. And you keep cleaning their teeth off and you say, what are these people doing? This is what's happening.
So what would be the solution?
Alkalize them. Balance them out. Okay? You can do it through diet and nutrition. What alkalizes us the most are fruits, vegetables, and salads. Most of these people are living on ring beans, ding dongs, and Twinkies, including all of us. Because what sugar does is it actually, the brain runs on sugar. If the blood chemistry goes down, what do these people want? Something sweet. And it's like a yo-yo. You go up like this, you spike that blood sugar, and boom, they go crashing back down, and then you want more. So these are people who are doing uppers and downers all day long. But unfortunately, it causes other inflammatory parameters, which we want to avoid. So let me talk about blood chemistry. And it's a large topic, as I said, but to me, it is beyond measuring the airway. It is the most important diagnostic modality that we can use. And it's really accepted by everyone. It's a standard, it's the gold, a Visa card, and it's accepted by everyone. Hopefully in Canada. Where's David? I don't know if they accept Visa in Canada. But it's scientific, it's measurable medically, it's used in the med-legal world, but more importantly for the public wants it. Because everyone wants to know, well, what does my cholesterol look like? Let me tell you something about cholesterol. It's a big misnomer. In fact, we can get off on this topic ad nauseum, but in fact, what we're doing is a big disservice to a lot of these people that have low cholesterol, high cholesterol, by giving them cholesterol-lowering medications. Because I'll tell you what, just as many people die from high cholesterol as low cholesterol. It's a mixed bag. So I'll give you some more fodder to think about. But by using these blood tests, we can see not only these subjective complaints I talked about, but what's objectively measured. You can measure it, and you can use these tests over and over and over again and compare them. You can actually see what the trend is on these folks. And because we have these tests done yearly in most cases, who are you at this point in time? Who are you now? This is not a static thing, the body. We're continuously moving through different phases of life. And blood chemistry is a reflection of that. I'm more interested in also the size and shape of these red blood cells. Some people have what we call macrocytic or microcytic anemias. You've seen pernicious anemias. You've seen thalassemias. You know, there's all these anemias that you wonder, what the heck are these about? It's about the size and shape, the ability or the fragility or the maturity of these red blood cells to, again, carry oxygen in the body. Pernicious anemia, again, is the loss of B12. And what that does also is it changes the intrinsic factors in the gut. I told you that 50 to 80% of the immunoglobulins are in the gut. And if you want to see the body break down very quickly without the intrinsic factor and the ability to absorb B12, which creates red blood cells, which changes the parameters of oxygen carrying in the body, you're going to see some very sick people.